it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is well and is having a great start to your year. I cannot believe we are closing in on the end of February. Where is the time going? It just seems to go by quicker and quicker each year. So today I thought I would go around my home and just start cleaning up some of the winter decor. I have really enjoyed the winter decor that I put out this year, and in case you missed any of those, I will be sure to leave a link to that playlist in the description box below. I really have loved what I did, but of course now with us closing in on March and we seem to be getting more days of sunshine, I am really craving that spring-like feeling. We have actually had some very spring-like weather. If you looked outside today, you wouldn't think that because, of course, the last couple of days we've had some snowfalls, but the sun is shining. It just is beautiful. So it has me craving some of those spring-like feelings. So what I thought I would do is just go around, take away all the pine cones, all the green, evergreen branches, things that I left up that I had used at Christmas but transitioned easily into winter. Just take those away, start to freshen up a few spaces, and just bring in more of a spring-like feeling without going all out. Definitely not Easter. There's no bunnies in this video. Now, if you do enjoy these type of videos, I would really appreciate if you would think about subscribing before you exit on out and giving it a thumbs up and perhaps even leaving a comment, because it really does help my channel. It lets YouTube know that people are enjoying it and to push it out to more people, and I would so appreciate that. So without any further ado, let's get into switching up some of the decor in my home and bringing in that little touch of spring. I wanted to show you these flowers that my husband bought me the other day. The pink ones. This was a bouquet he got just of all pink carnations for Valentine's Day. And then a day later, he came home with the bouquet that had all these other beautiful florals in it. He said, you know, you said you wanted to add in fresh flowers into the house this year, so I want to help you do that. So I thought that was really nice. I thought I would just show you, and just look how pretty that is. It just, doesn't it just scream spring? And I can't wait to get out in my garden and do gardening and all the flowers, all the things. So I thought I would just share that with you. So the first order of business is to go around the house and gather up all the remnants of my winter decor. Things like the pine cones, cedar stems, frosted greenery picks, and then put them away for another year. I will be keeping things fairly simple here in the kitchen by replacing some of the pine trees that I had in here with a couple of real small plants that I've picked up on various outings out to the grocery store. By adding these into the room, it is really giving me that spring and summer gardening vibe that I am really craving. I then decided that I would swap out the two plants out of the containers that I placed them in. The taller one, although it looked so pretty in here, it made more sense to have the height in the dining room and just keep the smaller one here in the kitchen underneath the cabinets. And I love the way these turned out. Concentrating mostly on my fireplace mantel and my coffee table here in my living room. And I'm going to start here on the mantel with this little wicker dough bowl that I had put up for my winter decor. And I'm going to remove this magnolia stem. I absolutely love this stem, and I had hoped to pick up a couple more to add to the basket to fill it out a bit more. But recently on a trip to Michaels where I purchased this one originally, they were totally sold out. So I'll have to keep my eye out in case they come back in stock. So instead I went back down to my stash and I found these, I think they're cherry blossom stems. I'm really not quite sure. So I brought those back out because I usually do use them in the spring and I love them. I think they're just so pretty. So I added them into the dough bowl and it just reminds me of a little basket of flowers here on my mantel. But a trick that I have started incorporating into my florals to make them look a little more substantial and maybe a touch more realistic is to make sure that they're intertwined with the greenery and the florals, just so that you cover up some of those stems so they don't seem quite so faux looking. The one thing that struck me when I was doing my early spring refresh was I need to start investing in some other key decor pieces for my home and not just greenery. I tend to gravitate towards that, but in order to add a bit more interest into my home, I really want to be intentional about what I bring in. And I think I really need to add a bit more decor that's a little bit more interesting. I find that's what's lacking in my home. But let me know in the comments below, do you guys struggle with finding decor pieces that you love? I do. I go into some of these stores and nothing really strikes my fancy. But I will be on the hunt for some new decor pieces instead of just bringing in florals all the time. I am so excited to share this recent purchase from Michaels, which I shared over on my Instagram. And if you're not following me over there, I will leave my channel handle here. I'd love for you to come over and say hi. But I saw it actually, another fellow Canadian, Rebecca Fraser Home Decor. She posted about it on her Instagram stories. She purchased it from Michaels and I just had to rush out and get one. It is like a dupe for the Anthropologie Minka Pot, but this is an outdoor planter pot and it is huge, it's massive, and it is so heavy, but so very pretty. So I was so excited to get it. I also purchased some of these greenery stems from Michaels on their recent buy one get one. So I picked up 3 of them, and these stems are extremely long. So I'm going to have to bend the stems a couple of times to get them to sit properly in the pot. And then again, just have to keep finagling with them because they were a little bit too drapey on the coffee table. So I'm just going to fuss around with them a little bit and get them to sit properly in the pot. But I love the way they end up turning out on this. hallway, which is adjacent to my living room, I'm going to be swapping out the vase and the artwork that hangs over this table. Switching around your artwork is such a simple and budget-friendly way to give a space a new look. I do this quite a bit with some of the artwork in my home. I just make the switch and it really does change the look of the space quite dramatically. Now I'm going to take this amber vase and replace it with this little pot here, and this is actually a DIY I did recently. If you can believe it, this pot used to be a light gray with some blue stripes on it, and all I did was paint it black and then gave it a whitewash effect on it, and I think it looks great. It gives it that aged look that's all the rage right now and what you are seeing in the stores. Now I thought I liked this arrangement, but I didn't. I end up switching it out for some white tulips, and I reused the little blueberry stems, but this just made me much happier in the end. Yeah, I really like the way the white tulips looked in the vase, and then just adding in these little blueberry stems just seemed to give it a little bit more life. Now here on the bottom shelf of this table, I'm going to be swapping out some decor that I originally had placed on a side table in my dining room, and that will allow me to bring back my magnolia stem into the dining room. But isn't it funny how one little change can cause an avalanche of changes to other spaces? Because now I have to go into the dining room and do some more add some more decor onto the side table there, which you will see here. I'm just going to move down these two little cups and my pitcher, and that will allow me a space to add back in another dough bowl with the magnolia stem and some greenery. Now the final thing in the dining room is to replace this heavy winter runner, as much as I love it, for a lighter linen option that I use throughout the spring and summer. The centerpiece is now this floral box that I actually DIY'd years ago, and I've just filled it with some tulips and peonies, hydrangeas, and some greeneries, and I really do love this box of florals. But I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and it gave you a little bit of inspiration to add some little touches of spring decor into your home. Spring is just around the corner, so why not start enjoying it very soon? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.